That pistachio color is about as natural as my boobs, ass, and waistline. The coffee was super sour.
You should comp the food.
What happens when food influencers expect more than just good food? When they expect to be paid or comped and threaten to trash a restaurant if they're turned down? You get entitled influencers that realize reviews equal power, and power sometimes brings out entitlement. Apparently, in 2025, it's not enough to just enjoy good food. Oh no. Now you need to walk in, flash your followers, and expect food in exchange for good reviews. Today, we're diving into the rise of entitled food influencers, some wild, real-life cases from this year, and what happens when doing collaborations stops being cute and starts being manipulative. Buckle up, because this plate, oh, it's spicy. Let me introduce you to Famida, a content creator that got caught in one of the darkest and messiest influencer situations I've ever seen. This one starts off as your typical entitled influencer, but has some chilling stuff going on behind the scenes. So on September 17th, Famida reached out to a restaurant called Chef Papa on Instagram to inquire about a potential collaboration. The restaurant agreed to provide a complimentary meal in exchange for her posting content featuring the food and the restaurant. She showed up, ate the food that amounted to about $200, which was comped, and proceeded to leave a $6 tip to the server. Weeks go by, and the owner's son reaches out because Famida didn't hold up her end of the deal.
We had this influencer contact us through Instagram asking if we had any collaboration opportunities. Of course, we love collaborating with influencers because that's one of our main sources of marketing. As you can see here, she contacted us first. She explained in exchange for a comped meal, she would film and record our restaurant and food and feature us on her page. After she came in, she ate about $200 worth of food. Of course, the $200 bill was comped. About a month passes by. Haven't heard anything from her. She didn't message us. We reached out asking if there was an update when the video we posted. No response. We tried following up multiple times. She never responded. We tried commenting on her post that she was making daily. No response. We were completely ignored. As you can see here, I started getting a little bit frustrated. I tried calling her. I tried contacting her again multiple times. Multiple weeks has passed. She still hasn't responded, and I've heard nothing from her. Yet she was still posting videos. I'm making this video to spread awareness because us business owners, we do rely on influencers to spread our restaurant, to get some exposure, and we trusted this person to come in to record a video, and I feel like she scammed us.
Now, Famida is asking the restaurant to take down their video because she's getting a ton of hate comments and is now dealing with mental health issues. But as we see later, I believe she said this as a way to buy herself some more time from responding to Chef Papa in another serious situation that she's gotten herself into. Now, here's where the story gets really crazy. If you do a quick search on Famida, you'll also see that she's under fire for having killed someone else's dog and stealing their gold collar. She's a dog sitter on Rover and was contracted for 10 days to watch over someone's husky while the owner of the husky was away. While the dog, whose name was JC, was being neglected, she continued posting as if nothing was going on. This video from user goon_YouTube provided some of the interaction between Famida and the dog owner.
March 22nd, they contacted Famida to ask how JC the dog was doing. Nobody replied. They tried the next day, and nobody replied until the very evening. They asked for a picture of their dog, and after 36 hours, they finally received one. That next morning, 5 days into this day, they sent more photos of JC. The owner was then concerned. They remarked on how dirty the dog looked and how skinny he looked. They asked if he was eating and if he had had a bath. Famida only answered, "It's raining," and he went to the dog park. JC's owner attempted to have one of her friends intervene and asked if Wednesday the dog could meet her friend. Famida completely ignored that, and then Saturday at 11 a.m. sent this update about how great the dog was doing, Saturday, March 29th. And then on Sunday, March 30th, when JC's owner landed back in the States, Famida called to say, "Your dog has passed away."
They then brought the dog wrapped in a trash bag and placed in a suitcase to return JC back to the owner. Autopsies and a toxicology were done, but the reports were inconclusive. The autopsy did show, however, that his body was decomposed more than it should have been, and that's the reason why no cause of death was able to be clearly identified. That obviously means he had passed away way before the morning of the scheduled pickup, and the fact that she waited to tell the owner until the day of the pickup is even more vile. She has since put out a statement apologizing to Chef Papa and JC's owner, but everyone is infuriated, shaming her and her actions, and looking for answers as to what really happened to JC. I did a little more digging and I found she's also done the same thing to other restaurants. If you're interested about investigating Famida a little bit more, let me know in the comments. But for now, let's switch gears because the next story made a food influencer stop influencing. Okay, so there's this bakery in Arizona called JL Patisserie, run by a pastry chef named Jenna. They make beautiful croissants, cruffins, and other wonderful pastries. Now, a TikTok food influencer who goes by Glamorama, with her real name being Aurora, reached out to the bakery asking for a collab. Basically, free food in exchange for a nice review. The bakery politely said no because they didn't have the budget. You know, understandable. But this influencer showed up anyways. She bought some pastries, tried a few, then posted a negative review stating the bakery uses
fake ass ingredients.
Specifically the pistachio, the coffee.
The coffee was super sour and acidic.
And the crust.
It had a paper thin crust.
You name it. Now, restaurants and chefs put their heart, time, and real money into their food. So when Glamorama said fake ingredients, the chef didn't take that lightly. She posted a video that went viral. In that video, she defends her bakery in saying she respects honest reviews, but not lies or bullying.
First thing she said was that our pistachio was so faked. Fun fact, we have right here our pistachio paste that is 100% pistachios from Italy. The most valuable part of our product is the time we spend to make them. From our sourdough starter to our dough, every single thing is handmade from scratch. I like working with influencers, but acting like the working class is beneath you and promoting this kind of message on social media and bribing us for free stuff is not really something we support.
So now it clearly shows that Glamorama did her review out of revenge for not getting free food. And the internet saw all of this. People rallied behind the bakery. The bakery gained thousands of new followers, got so much love online, and many showed up in person to buy pastries just to support them. The situation worked out really well for the bakery. And the influencer, well, not only did she delete the original video, but also her entire account. But before disappearing, she uploaded a video in response to all the drama.
So, here are the receipts. You want the truth. You can't handle the truth. I never said that I would leave a good review for a free meal. I have never done that, and I will never do that. So I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that I was bullying you. I also said nice things in that video. Fake ass ingredients. We also didn't get free drinks. We did get a free shot of espresso, which was so nice. Regardless, Jenna, I respect your balls. I do respect your talent. It may not be always my taste, but I do respect your talent. I think you make beautiful pastries. I'd work on that quiche though.
This video just dug her further into a hole she already couldn't get out of. I recently looked her up again on social media, but on the profile that I could find on her, she left this photo of a written statement in which she denies that she only gave the bakery a negative review because she didn't get any freebies. And then there's this other photo. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually her or someone trying to be her, like pretending to be her, because there was this other profile I found on her with some other different statements. So I don't know. But anyways, just because you have a following doesn't mean it's okay to demand freebies. So yeah, it's a good reminder, influencing comes with responsibility and respect for others. And speaking of responsibilities, let me tell you about this next story. This last drama is involving another TikTok food reviewer who expected his $246 bill to be comped, despite there being no prior agreement. Shocking, right? So this story begins in North Carolina with a restaurant called Sophie's Cork and Ale reaching out to Jorge, a food reviewer, to come check out the restaurant. Jorge agrees, but in this discussion, there's no mention of food being free. It's just simply the restaurant inviting him to come try out some food. Jorge also admits this.
That's the only thing that I messed up on, is we had no prior agreement. We did not agree if the food was going to be comped or if I was going to be paid. I didn't ask for any money.
So he just assumed it would be free, I guess? But anyways, even knowing that the food wouldn't be comped, he went in there anyways with some friends, ordered a bunch of stuff, and still expected the bill to be comped. On top of him being upset that the food wasn't comped, he didn't even tip the server.
I did not tip. Waitress brings the bill. She's a very nice lady. She was even in the video. That it's probably, yeah, you guys are never going to see the video. I'm not giving them the free promotion.
He even claimed that she was a very nice lady. So why not tip her? The server has nothing to do with your prior agreement with the restaurant and should have been paid for her time and her service. Another thing that bugs me about this guy is when he makes cocky statements like this.
I literally built up businesses off of my videos.
that whenever I do these videos, the restaurants get so much more business. The videos do amazing for these restaurants.
He is so confident and claims he makes businesses and brings traffic and money into businesses because of how good he is and how high quality his videos are. He is discrediting the time, the money, and the hard work that these businesses have worked so long for whenever he makes statements like this. And he says it quite a few times.
And even then, it's like, I'm making a high quality video that's going to gain you, the restaurant, thousands of dollars for all these people coming in and trying it out. And what the fuck do I get?
Key takeaway, Jorge. How are you going to expect your food to be free if there was no mention of it and you admitted this? If you're such a professional and have built businesses with your amazing experience, then why did you not ask and set clear rules and boundaries beforehand? I thought you had the right qualifications needed to be a professional. Isn't that the smart thing to do? This is just another entitled mediocre influencer just trying to pass themselves off as a professional to get free shit. Okay, after all that, let's take a breath for a second, because not every food influencer is out here causing chaos. Some of them are actually doing it right. I want to talk about one of the best examples, Keith Lee. If you don't know him, Keith is a TikTok food critic with over 17 million followers. And the crazy thing is, he's famous for being kind. Not dramatic, not demanding, just kind. When Keith visits a restaurant, especially small family-owned spots, their businesses usually explode. Like lines out the door, food selling out, people traveling across the city just to try it. Some places in DC even tripled their sales after he stopped by. That's the Keith Lee effect. But here's what I love most. He doesn't go to the fancy, trendy places everyone already knows. He looks for mom and pop restaurants that could really use the help. And when he reviews them, he's honest but never cruel. If he doesn't like something, he'll say it in a calm, respectful way. And if he feels like a bad review might actually hurt the business, he simply doesn't post it. Imagine that. A food influencer choosing kindness over views. He also gives back in huge ways. Sometimes he tips big, and sometimes he leaves money so other customers can eat for free. One restaurant even handed out 200 free meals because of the money Keith donated. And another owner used his gift to help local schools. And here's something a lot of people don't know. Keith usually orders like a regular customer, so he doesn't get special treatment. So why am I telling you this? Because after all the messy drama and all the influencer nonsense we see every day, I think it's important to remind ourselves that influence can be used for good. Keith shows what being a good influencer actually looks like. He lifts people up, he's honest and not hurtful, he gives more than he takes, he stays humble, and he uses his platform to help, not demand. If more influencers acted like this, imagine how different things would be. So yeah, that's the energy I want to leave you with today. Not just outrage, but hope, because there are creators out there making the world a little bit better.